My Wishes My Way is an informal, interactive workshop, seminar, presentation, whatever form it would take for the context that has invited us to share our masterclass really on funeral planning and funeral conversations. We at Dandelion Farewells, we're great believers in funeral planning. So that's separate to funeral plans, funeral financial plans, which we're not particularly favourable for, but funeral planning is key perhaps to every citizen within our community to have some form of conversation with people. And the catalyst for this was a particular funeral many years ago now of an older gentleman who I met because he needed to plan the funeral for his wife. It's an unexpected death, and he said, I just don't know what she wanted. They'd been married for over 50 years and that conversation never been had. And now I hear that time and time again. Perhaps people are superstitious, they don't want to talk about it, think it might bring upon the event, or just feel it's in some way distasteful or difficult to have the conversation. But actually, what that gentleman really wanted to do was do the right thing. And it was the sense of emptiness in that moment because he would never know if he fulfilled the right thing. As it was, in the course of our conversation, we talked about funerals they had previously planned for other family members. We talked about funerals they'd been to and had shared reflections for. So we could draw on some of the things that they had spoken about and the things that served him. But it really got me thinking about how can we begin conversations in families, friendship groups, even work contexts. Because if you haven't spoken about your funeral wishes with those people who you are closest to, then they are going to turn to friends. So let's get together, have a conversation, and actually make it quite a bit more light-hearted than we anticipate it might be. Because if we can share these information with people now, in advance or prior to being bereaved, in that very numb time, when you are not able to receive lots of new information, you will be far more equipped to plan a funeral or to think about your own funeral wishes. What you do want to have happen, or you specifically do not want to happen. And then leave the rest up to everybody else. To facilitate a My Wishes My Way event, get together, gathering, it doesn't have to be formal. We have been invited by groups such as the WI or Probus, the Cricket Club, just people who know people and want to begin the conversations. Equally, we've also, alongside those invitations, we have put on our own events. We just hire a hall, put the kettle on and see who arrives so we can share information, but equally we can answer questions. And every day we even learn something new about requests, ideas, new venues. So actually it's a great information exchange as well. But the presentation as such itself is based around a questionnaire, very light-hearted, multiple choice to each element that will need to be considered for a funeral. So for example, burial or a cremation, and what the different options are within that element. There's a section where we talk about coffin choices, or flower choices, or vehicle choices, and we can unpick all the options that are available and also give some price comparisons, and there's an opportunity for people to document their thoughts as we go along. It's very interactive, interrupt and ask questions. So sometimes that can be a presentation that might take 45 minutes if we're going through quite quickly, but perhaps more informally in a family setting or a group of friends at the pub, we can be there for a couple of hours and really talking through people's choices. When Dandelion Farewells is facilitating a My Wishes My Way event, we will advertise that through the local press or social media groups of that area, and also on our own Facebook page and website. And there's no cost for attending, and there's no cost for us attending, because we feel that if people are more informed, it actually makes our job a whole lot easier if folk come to us. Equally, people are more informed of the questions to ask and the expectations to have, whichever funeral director is supporting their wishes around the country.